What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Let's get right into the story. Beef, in an on-site term. That's when people feel like the level of issues they have with each other is way past talking it out. And whenever or wherever they see that person at, it's all action. Usually that's a matter of street politics and street beefs, and it don't affect everyday people that's not a part of that lifestyle. But when you take individuals who don't rock with each other, put them in a public place, that beef is no longer in the neighborhood or the streets. Now people who are not involved are at risk. Like people having altercations at restaurants or amusement parks. It's regular civilians out with their families. And if guns come out in the mix and shots go off, now the old saying, leave it in the streets, goes out the window. Because you are putting regular people in harm's way who are not involved at all. It was a point in time where groups or individuals would be at war, see each other somewhere around regular people, and give out passes. Saying, I'm not even going to do that right now. It's families or kids around. I'll catch them next time. Them kind of principles and morals are long gone, leaving innocent bystanders hit by straight bullets all the time, becoming victims of other people's problems. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we will be taking it to Birmingham, Alabama, to discuss an altercation between two groups at a mall that ended in tragedy. On July 3rd, 2020, 8-year-old Roy Tay Giles Jr. was out enjoying the day with his mother, stepfather, and two sisters. The plan was to go to the Galleria Mall, located in Hoover, Alabama, to shop for 4th of July outfits. That same day, at that time, 22-year-old Montez Coleman was heading to the mall to buy a shirt for a party. Another separate group of 5 young men were heading to the spot as well, including two 19-year-olds, King Williams and Demetrius Jackson. Montez, who was said to allegedly have ties to a Birmingham rapper, was strapped up with an assault rifle type pistol and a book bag he was carrying. While in the mall, Montez met up with two people, including his rapper homie, whose name and face I will keep out of this video because he was never charged in this situation. While walking down the escalator, the two groups of men spotted each other. King, who was also a local rapper, and the other rapper with Montez had a previous beef about lyrics to a song. As the two groups got close, someone from one bumped into another person from the other group. The men started exchanging a few words with each other as they were heading towards the food court. Meanwhile, Roy Tay and his family were finishing shopping, standing in line at the children's place. Seconds later, shots went off, causing a panic in the mall, as 3 different weapons went off at the same time, and people started running. Witnesses quickly called police. When they arrived to the scene around 3:30 p.m., they saw a man running through the Hyatt Regency parking deck with a book bag and gun in his hand. He was quickly arrested and identified as Montez. Police searched the backpack to find 75 rounds of ammunition, 2 clips that were holding 50 more shots, and 24 extra bullets wrapped up in a sock. While examining the book bag, it was a hole at the bottom, indicating it had been shot through. Back in the mall, people were still in a panic. As witnesses stated, at least 12 shots went off. Police was urged to go to the children's place, where was a young boy injured laying on the floor, whose mother was frantic. As they arrived, they found 8-year-old Roy Tay laying on the floor, suffering from a gunshot wound to the head. Ambulance were quickly called, and he was rushed to a local hospital. Still in the mall were 3 more victims hit by stray bullets, including an 11-year-old girl. All 3 were taken to a local hospital in stable condition, but Roy Tay would unfortunately not survive his injuries. As the community was in shock Police started an investigation and took witnesses' testimonies. They were quickly able to get mall surveillance and track down a group of 5 men, including King and Demetrius. While questioning everyone about the incident, both sides had 2 different versions of what happened. Montez stated he was at the mall to shop, bumped into his rapper homie and other mans, and then they ran into King and Demetrius' group. He stated someone bumped into him before the 2 men lifted their shirts, showing they had guns. Thinking they was going to shoot, having a gun of his own in his backpack, he shot through the bag at the group of men, but the gun jammed after 1 round. The group then quickly returned fire before everyone took off running. The other group stated Montez and his group were the aggressors. They told detectives they were not looking for any issues that day when they all saw Montez on the escalator, but he was being aggressive, allegedly saying, "I'll let this blick off right now." That's when he allegedly shot and they returned fire. King believed that the rapper Montez was with had put money on his head, so once he upped the book bag, they defended themselves. It was a problem though. Even though both groups were claiming self-defense, it was 4 innocent victims, including the 8-year-old boy who lost his life. No one in either group was hit at all. All bystanders, just shopping. At 3:30 p.m., broad daylight. All 3 men were eventually charged with capital murder, assault charges, and other charges, since the weapon that the fatal shot came from that took the young man's life couldn't be identified. The young boy's family was devastated as his grandmother spoke out at a memorial service. She stated he was about to enter the 3rd grade, loved to laugh, play, loved his family, and wanted to be in the entertainment industry. He attended Jonesboro Elementary School in Birmingham, Alabama. His mother spoke out about how they were standing in line, heard shots, and she just saw her son fall to the ground. She tried to pick him up, as some people actually pulled out their phones and started recording. She then became mad and frantic at the same time. Realized her son needed help, she ran to an officer, stating he was gone. The police later stated he tried to get help as soon as possible and hold the young man in his arms, telling him it was going to be okay, but it was too late. As a vigil was held for Roy Tay, it brought the community together, as some felt, why settle y'all beef in a public mall around families? As the 3 men started going to court, King, who was 19 at the time, attempted to file a request to be treated as a youthful offender due to his age, but the request was denied. Prosecutors attempted to get all 3 men to stand trial together, but their lawyers argued conflict of interest, as it would be a lot of he say, she say, back and forth, finger pointing, and everything. Alabama is a state you could claim self-defense, but it was pointed out all parties engaged in the shootings that ended a young boy's life. Prosecutors pointed as Montez as the rapper's muscle and stated that's why he shot once he saw their so-called ops, as the initial altercation started on the escalator and ended in the food court. All 3 are still awaiting trial and are innocent until proven otherwise. Rest in peace to Roy Tay. I send my deepest prayers and condolences to his family, who had to witness their loved one shot in a mall. For anyone that knows me and knows my story, I got big love for Birmingham. It's a second home for me. I got sisters born and raised there, homeboys. I went to school there for years, lived in West End, Fairfield, Hurrytown, and Bessemer. Have been to Western Hills Mall and the Galleria a million times. So it was crazy to hear this story. It's sad that young men gotta go straight to the guns, no matter who is around. I understand the streets and the politics, and I know sometimes once blood gets shed, it's no waving the white flags, just war. But you gotta respect the life of the innocent. Definitely kids. Roy Tay wasn't nobody's op. He didn't harm no one, and he's gone. It's a time and place for everything. If you are living that life, try to have some kind of principles and morals about yourself. Bullets don't have a name. Now an 8-year-old boy got his life stolen, and 3 other young men are facing life in prison over alleged rap beef. And no one who was beefing with each other got hit at all. Let that sink in. So remember, we gotta succeed not to fail, so we won't be Just another hood tale. Man, rest in peace to Roy Tay. I send my prayers and condolences to his family, man. Y'all heard the story. I ain't gonna talk y'all head off with this one. Leave it in the comments. Remember to definitely be respectful. Y'all already know, fam. It's all love. This another episode of the Hood Tales. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This your boy Tony 2 times. I'm out.